Hello everybody, it's Ocelot, and in this early game guide, I'm going to be showing you the best route for picking up Ghost and Grave Gloveworts 1 through 7. You can choose any starting class you'd like. I'm just showing you that from the beginning of the game, no matter what class you choose, this is going to be the best route for you to take. I have a link in my description for a supplemental setup guide, which will get you early game upgrade material and flask upgrades. Also, on my channel, I have full game build guides if you'd like to check those out. So let's go ahead and grab this grace, the first step grace. We're going to be using that later on. Next, we're going to be picking up the Church of Elef site of grace. From here, let's head northeast. We're going to Gatefront so we can talk to Melina and get access to Torrent. So now that you've acquired Torrent, head south into the Gatefront ruins. There's a cellar. You're going to want to pick up the whetstone knife. This is going to allow you to apply Ashes of War at any site of grace. From here, we're going to continue heading southeast. Let's stop and pick up this grace. And then from here, we're going to head east. We're going towards the Third Church of America. Go ahead and follow the exact same route I'm taking. This is the Armorer's Cookbook. This will allow you to craft fire grease. On these coffins, you can stop and pick up the golden runes. There's a key item here you can also pick up, the Fever's Cookbook 1. This will allow you to craft sleeping pots. We're now coming up on the Third Church of America. Here, you want to pick up the Sacred Tear and the Flask of Wondrous Physic. Also, grab the Site of Grace. We're going to be using it later on. We're going to head south towards Mistwood. We're actually going to be going down the Siofra Riverwell. I'm going to mark 2 points of interest after we're done in Siofra Riverwell. We're going to want to go to Fort Haight to pick up the first half of the Dectus Medallion. And then we're going to warp back to the Third Church of America, and just north of it, slightly northeast, is a teleporter that's going to take us into the northern section of Dragon Barrow. In Siofra Riverwell, we're going to be picking up Ghosts 1 through 5. The order that we'll be picking them up in will be Ghost 1, Ghost 2, then Ghost 5, 4, and 3. There's also upgrade material that I pick up, which is optional. There's going to be Smithing Stone 4s, Smithing Stone 2s, Smithing Stone 3s. There's Silver Fireflies, so you can craft Silver Pickle Foulfoot once you pick up the Cookbook. There's also going to be Gold Pickle Foulfoot that we're going to be looting as well. These are all optional items, but since they are pretty much on the route, I recommend you pick them up. Here, we're picking up a Trina's Lily. Trina's Lilies are used to craft the sleep pots. They are a finite resource, so I recommend definitely picking in those up any chance you get. This teleporter will take us to a different section of Siofra Riverwell. We're going to be picking up next the Ghost 5 up here, then the Ghost 4, a Golden Seed, and then the Ghost 3. So with this Ghost Glovewort 3, you now have Ghost Glovewort 1 through 5 in approximately 13 minutes without fighting any enemies. You can start your playthrough now if you'd like, and you can level up any Elite Spirit Ash to halfway to maximum level. Let's continue on though, so we can get the last 2 ghosts that are available before the mountaintops of the Giants. Let's warp to the 3rd Church of America. Head south again. This time we're heading towards Fort Haight. We're picking up the first half of the Dectus Medallion, as Ghost 6 and Ghost 7 are going to be available in 2 dungeons in Mount Gelmir. We're going into this room for another optional item, the Nomadic Warrior's Cookbook 6. This will allow you to craft blood grease. Again, this is an optional item. Up these steps, we'll find the first half of the Dectus Medallion. Once you pick it up, go ahead and open the map and warp back to the 3rd Church of America. Just north from the site of Grace, there's going to be a teleporter. This is going to take us to the northern section of Dragon Barrow. From there, we're going to want to head south into Dragon Barrow and towards Fort Faroth. So now that you have both halves of the Dectus Medallion, we're going to warp back to the Church of Ella. We're going to talk to Ronnie so we can get the Spirit Summoning Bell. So when you're done with Ronnie, this is optional as well, but you can purchase 3 crack pots and the crafting kit from Merchant Collie. When you're done at the Church of Ella, go ahead and warp to Gatefront. Let's go ahead and rest. This is going to trigger Melina. She's going to give you an invitation to the round table. I suggest you go ahead and take it. At the round table, I buy a dagger. This is purely optional. This is going to be if you get the Golden Vow Ash of War, you can apply it to a dagger which is lightweight. When you're done here, let's warp back to Gatefront. We're going to head north and head directly into Liurnia. So the next few minutes is largely consisted of running. So I'll go ahead and speed it up a little bit faster. While we're running through and going towards Liurnia, I'll remind you again that you can use this guide in conjunction with my guide that I have linked in the description. It will show you early game smithing stones 1 through 5. That will get you any smithing weapon to plus 15. It will also show you upgrades for somber weapons. That's sombers 1 through 6 to get any somber weapon to plus 6. It'll also have flask upgrades, which will get you a total of 8 flasks at about a plus 6 upgrade. So here we're going to go towards the Laskyar ruins. We're going to take the teleporter. That's going to take us to South Raya Lucaria Academy Gate. From here, we're going to head west, and we're going to pick up the Academy Key. Now that you have the key, warp back to the academy, go through the gate, you can grab the Grace, and then you can head east towards Bellum Highway. Next, we're going to be going towards the Dectus Lift, and we're going to be going into Altus Plateau. So now that you're in Altus Plateau, let me show you the general direction we'll be going. We're going to be heading directly north. We're going into the Wyndham Catacombs. In the Wyndham Catacombs, we're going to be picking up Ghost Glovewort 6. And we're also going to be getting Grave Glovewort 4 and 5. Now it's a pretty dangerous catacombs for a low level character. So if you'd like to pause the video and continue on with your playthrough, level up a bit, you can do so. Or you can do what I did and just try to run past everything. So as you're going down the lift, look west. Here we're going to have Grave Glovewort 5. Now we just have to pick up Grave Glovewort 4 and Ghost Glovewort 6. So now you have both of the Grave Gloveworts we came here for. Let's continue on forward. And we're going to be picking up Ghost Glovewort 6. Then we're going to head further into Altus Plateau and towards Gelmir Hero's Grave. So the fastest way to get out of here will be either to die or to use a Memory of Grace. I went ahead and used a Memory of Grace. Went outside the catacombs. I'm going to warp to the Erdtree Gazing Hill side of Grace. I'm going towards this general direction. There's going to be a couple of spirit springs that we're going to use. Those spirit springs will take us across a bridge that will take us into Mount Gelmir. So crossing this bridge will get us into Mount Gelmir. Continue to head northwest. Towards the west side, there's going to be this ladder you want to climb up. At the very top, you want to continue north. Once we get to a camp of soldiers, we're going to go west, slightly southwest. And now, we're at Gelmir Hero's Grave. So here's a general route again that we took from the Erdtree Gazing Hillside of Grace. In this catacomb, I'm going to show the gameplay in real time so you can see the route that I took. This is going to be the most dangerous dungeon that you're going to be in. Not only is it filled with enemies, but there's also going to be carriages. So try to do your best to take the route that I take. It is less dangerous, but still quite dangerous. So run past these two skeletons, and when it gets flat, you want to jump to the right. Now I backstabbed the skeleton, and then once the carriage passed, continued following the carriage. Here, you want to drop down in any one of the four corners. If you're not sure if you can make it, just duck into the side once the carriage passes. Go to any of the four corners and drop down. Now when you drop into the corner, don't drop all the way to the bottom because there's going to be a carriage that's driving back and forth. In this room here, at the bottom of the room, there's going to be a Bloodhound Knight. If you're leveled up enough or skilled enough, you can take it out and take his armor. There's also armor that he's facing that's ground loot. So once it's safe, you can drop down to the bottom. There's going to be a cemetery shade in one of the alcoves. Right next to that grave Glovewort. That's a 7, so you want to pick that up. Head up the ramp, and just as it flattens out, you want to duck into the right, but be careful because there's going to be fire from these gargoyles. Now you want to get this page's attention and bait the page into going into the fire. So once the fire takes care of the page, you can hit the gargoyle. This will stop the fire. We're going to be picking up Ghost Glovewort 7. There's a few grave Gloveworts that we're missing, but now you have Ghost Gloveworts 1 through 7, which are all the Ghost Gloveworts available before Mountaintops of the Giants, or before completing any other side quests. We're going to pick up another grave Glovewort here. It's going to be the 6. Here, I'm showing you what we've picked up so far. Once I close the menu, I'm going to go deeper into the dungeon and pick up the grave Glovewort 6. So far, we've spent almost 40 minutes. And we have Ghost Gloveworts 1 through 7. But now we're going to go after the rest of the grave Gloveworts. Now you have the last grave Glovewort, and everything we need we've already picked up. So I'll use a Memory of Grace, head out of the dungeon, and you're going to want to warp to the South Academy Gate. We're going to head towards Southwest Liurnia. We're going towards the Road's End Catacombs. There, we're going to pick up grave Gloveworts 2 and 3. So just head directly west. The mark that I put is slightly too far to the north, but if you just go towards the Minor Erdtree, just to the west side of it, there's going to be a path that will take you to the catacomb that we need to go to. So now that you've made it, I'll go ahead and slow it down and play it in real time. But again, we're picking up grave Gloveworts 2 and 3. And all we need is grave Glovewort 1 to have grave Gloveworts 1 through 7 and Ghost Gloveworts 1 through 7. So now you can die, or Memory of Grace, or just run out of the dungeon. We're going to be heading back to Limgrave. We're going to be heading towards the Murkwater Catacombs. So let's go to the Murkwater Coast side of Grace, head north, drop down where it's safe. You'll see the dungeon at the very end. And here we just need to pick up Grave Gloveworts 1. And that's the last Grave Glovewort. So I'm going to show you my inventory one more time. In about 44 minutes from a fresh new character, we have Grave Gloveworts 1 through 7, Ghost Gloveworts 1 through 7. We have the Fever's Cookbook 1 for sleep pots, the Spirit Calling Bell, Whetstone Knife, Crafting Kit, Cookbook for blood grease, Cookbook for fire grease. We have 1 Spirit Ash so far, the Lone Wolf Ashes. So in this same dungeon, you can defeat the dungeon boss and get an elite Spirit Ash, the Banished Knight Engvall. The next Elite Spirit Ash I'm going to show you is going to be in Liurnia of the Lakes. It's going to be here at the Lakeside Crystal Cave. If you don't have the Site of Grace, you just go southwest from the Lascar Ruins Site of Grace. So here, I'll show you the path to take. Before you go there, I recommend going to the village of the Albinarchs. Pick up the Haight Tree Medallion from Old Albus. If you don't do this before you take care of Commander Neil, you won't be able to get Latenna as a summon. So here's Old Albus. You can talk to him and he'll give you the medallion, or you can kill him, whatever you prefer. Once you get the medallion, warp back to the Lakeside Crystal Cave. You're going to head towards the Slumbering Wolf Shack. It's not going to be available though until you fight the dungeon boss. The dungeon boss is going to be a Bloodhound Knight. So with the Bloodhound Knight defeated, continue on through the dungeon. So it'll take you to Latenna. Go ahead and talk to her, exhaust your dialogue, show her the secret medallion. After she sees you have it, she will willingly accompany you as a spirit summon on your journey. next dungeon is actually going to be the very first one that you pass by on your journey. It's going to be the Stranded Graveyard. You're going to need 2 stone sword keys, which you'll use at this stone gargoyle. Once you use the stone sword keys, the fog wall will clear. Just run to the end of the dungeon. Careful for the carriages. And there's also exile soldiers in here you want to watch out for. So you've made it to the end. Once you walk through the boss fog, it's going to be an ulcerated tree spirit. Defeating this ulcerated tree spirit will give you another Banished Knight summon, and this one's going to be Banished Knight Oleg. And that's going to be the end of this early game guide. We got Ghost Gloveworts 1 through 7. Grave Gloveworts 1 through 7. I showed you locations of 3 elite spirit summons, plus the Latenna Ashes are given to you by Ronnie. Please leave a comment down below, like and subscribe. Take a look at the other videos I have. I have an early game route for upgrade material. I also have full game build guides. See you on the next one. Bye!